Here are 10 success secrets that nobody tells you. Out here, people see successful people. They see the glamour of success. Rarely do they see the sacrifices which went into a given person becoming successful. That is why in this video, I want to share with you 10 success secrets which nobody talks about, which I believe you need to know for you to be able to become successful. And I'm saying so because success doesn't happen by accident. Success is blood, sweat, and tears, persistence, years of invisible work. That is why it is important for you to understand these 10 secrets so that you have them in your mind and also you embark on a journey to become successful, knowing what lies ahead of you. In case you are new here, my name is Afagza Sifuna. I am a finance expert and qualified accountant, bringing you amazing videos about investing and making money each and every day. In case those are kind of topics which you like, down there is a button called subscribe. Click the button for you to be able to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the videos I upload each and every day. And while you still at it, drop a like on this video. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video. Having said that, the very first pointer which you need to understand is that success takes longer than you think. Out here, there's a myth of overnight success. That's what people see. They think someone became successful overnight. Rarely is there such a situation. People even who become successful overnight, they had many years of blood, sweat, and tears. They had many years of invisible return. They were putting in the work. They're not getting return. They were staying sleepless for days. They're not seeing even an increase in 1 shilling in their bank account. Then that sacrifice they made over the years, one day did compound. And that's what people saw. They see success and they assume the person became successful overnight. Rarely is that the case. And then the second thing which you need to know is that discipline beats motivation. You could be motivated right now, okay? That's fair enough. But then the question is, will you be motivated each and every day? The answer is no. That is why, in order for you to become successful, you need to have discipline at the center of what you are doing. Sometimes, and of course it is human, we get bored, okay? Sometimes we are tired to do some things. But then again, if those things are part of the journey for us to become successful, we better have the discipline to be able to do them, even when we are tired, even when we feel demotivated. That is what keeps successful people going. You find, for example, someone is tired, or even out here we had, for example, someone even worked 3 jobs for a few years before they became successful. They didn't work 3 jobs because they liked to work 3 jobs. There are moments where they were extremely tired. They didn't have motivation, but they had a discipline to keep going. That is why, in your quest to become successful, at the center of it, you need to have discipline. Because without discipline, you want to just rely on motivation to carry you each and every day. Motivation shifts, discipline is constant. So nurture discipline, and you're going to be able to walk the entire journey for you to become successful. And then the third thing you need to know is that nobody is coming to save you. Out here, the starting point of you just embracing what you desire to have, of you embracing the desire to become successful, is you recognizing nobody is coming to save you. What that basically means is that no excuses for failure, no excuses for you not doing things, no shifting of blame out here. Once you figure that out, you're going to be on a given wavelength you've never seen before, because you'll understand your success starts and ends with you. You won't be sitting there, for example, saying, I'm not successful because so-and-so didn't train me. They didn't have the responsibility of training you. Even if they are your relative, they don't owe you anything. And in case, for example, you encounter one roadblock, you need to look for other alternative routes for you to continue moving towards your goal. Once you figure that out, you'll understand nobody is coming to save you. Once that is ingrained in your head, you'll be waking up every day early in the morning to go and grind very hard, knowing very well your success starts and ends with you. And through that, and combine the things I'm going to talk about in this video, you'll ultimately be able to become successful. And then the fourth thing you need to know is that failure is part of the process. It is unfortunate how out here people embark on something, and then the slightest encountering of failure, they do give up. Guys, out here successful people, millionaires, billionaires, all of them have failed many times in their life. Failure is part of the journey, but then again, it really depends on how you are looking at failure. Failing is acceptable. Of course, failing in a way that is disastrous is terrible. But then again, in your quest to become rich, whether through entrepreneurship, having a business, becoming a founder, whichever way out there, even you becoming, for example, an athlete, you name it, failure is part of the process. The best mindset is when you fail, you see it as lesson, you are learning. Figure out why did you fail, okay? What do you need to do to ensure you increase your success rate? That way, along the way, even if you bump into 20 failures, 30 failures, 50 failures, each of them is going to assist you have a lesson which you're carrying to the next endeavor. And that is how successful people out here do move. They don't see failure as something which is out of. In fact, they embrace it because they know any failure assists them adjust and become better over time. Most people out there, at the slightest encountering of failure, they do give up. Let me even give you an example. Even a simple thing like, for example, doing YouTube. What I do with passion here. Most people out there, they make their first 3 videos. If they don't see any views, they deem it failure and they stop doing it. That's not how to approach life and approach success. When it comes to your quest to success, keep going. Let failures be lessons and keep going, okay? And then the 5th thing which you need to know is that your circle shapes your future. Simple as that. If you surrounded yourself with people who are successful, who are thinking about possibilities, who are not seeing roadblocks, they are thinking about solutions, at the end, you're going to think like them. And that's the ideal mindset when it comes to you pursuing success. But if you're surrounding yourself with people who complain, who are pumping negative energy in you, who are telling you things are not possible, who are seeing, for example, success as something out of reach or a prison for the people who are wealthy, unfortunately, you are surrounding yourself with the wrong circle. That is why, as part of you building your journey towards success and sticking to it, you need to also be within ideal circle, because the wrong company is going to derail you. The ideal company is going to help you skyrocket your dreams and see things are possible, give you ideas, even boost you occasionally. And then at the end, you and your entire circle are going to become successful. That is why you need to surround yourself with people who are supportive of your dream, who are pushing you to succeed, who are not seeing failure as something which you need to look at and back out. That way, you're going to ultimately become successful. And then the 6th thing which you need to know is that consistency wins more than talent. Guys, in this channel, I always talk about consistency when it comes to everything, whether it is saving money, investing, and doing anything out there. And that is so because it's already proven consistency beats talent. Yes, you could be talented, but what if you are putting in effort ad hoc? At the end, you won't be able to succeed, because a person who's consistently doing something and they're improving consistently even at a smaller rate, at the end, they're going to be able to become successful because they're going to have the habit of doing something. They're going to build relevant relationships. And most importantly, they're going to be at a point where they are deep in that particular thing compared to someone who's talented and they're not working. To give you an example, even take an example of a footballer. In case you're extremely talented, but you go to the pitch maybe once in 1 month, another person goes to the pitch each and every day to practice, to improve, to learn new techniques. At the end, the person who's going every day is going to win over the person who is talented by showing up there in a very lazy way. That is why you need to stop being lazy. Be consistent. Even if you're talented at something, be consistent, and over time, you'll be able to win. And then the 7th thing you need to know is that success requires you to say no. And by the way, you're going to say no a good number of times in the pursuit of you following your journey and even becoming successful. In case you don't know how to say no, you are on a very bad trajectory. And I'm saying so because in your quest to become successful, you're going to have a boring lifestyle, unfortunately, because you need to be persistent. You need to continue the cause even when people around you are not seeing what you are seeing. In case people are trying to derail you, you need to say no. And say no without having to explain a lot of things to people who are not seeing the journey the way you are seeing it, okay? In case someone, for example, trying to divert resources from your quest to become successful, you need to learn how to say no. Saying no is one of the things which successful people out here know how to do through both words and action. And for you to become successful, you better embrace the ability to say no, because the earlier you learn that, the easier it's going to be for you and less disastrous compared to trying to say no when the stakes are extremely high. Let people out there know, for example, you are typically saying no to social gatherings because you are busy working. Instead of people knowing, for example, they can swerve you. You could be focused on doing something, but let's come and tell you something and you go. That way, you're going to really end up making your journey difficult. But if you learn how to say no, you'll be able to make your journey easy because you're going to stick to your plan. And then the 8th thing you need to know is that you need to keep learning or you're going to fall behind. We are living in an interesting era. Technology is evolving. Techniques out here are evolving each and every day. Regardless the path you choose, for example, you want to become a business person, maybe you're becoming a footballer, okay, maybe you're becoming a teacher, you name it, whichever the route you choose, at the center of it that you need to continue learning. Yes, that's what you learn maybe even in school, but even out here in life, there's lessons each and every day. There is new technology which comes up. There is new way of doing things. Learn through reading and also learn through people. And that way, you gotta stay ahead of your game. Because if you stop learning, thinking you know everything, chances are you're gonna lag behind and you're gonna structurally be replaced by someone else. In your quest to become successful, continue learning because learning never stops. And then the ninth thing, which is very important and most people out there forget, is that in your quest to become successful, build value before chasing money. What do I mean? At the center of you becoming successful, you need to be solving a tangible problem. You can't just wake up and say you want money and yet you're not solving a problem. That's how people end up out here in shortcuts, which are then become detrimental to them. You need to have at the center of everything you are doing, you are creating value, assisting solve a given problem. And then once you are solving a given problem in a very passionate way, everything else, including money, follows. Because money is going to be the exchange for value. Money is going to be compensation of you utilizing your skills to solve a given problem. So have that particular mind shift to understand at the center of anything you are doing is creating value and then money follows. That way, you got to develop the discipline to ensure you are serving people out here optimally and then money is going to follow instead of you looking for shortcuts to shortchange people out of their money or even to get money in ways which are unscrupulous. And then the 10th thing you need to know is that success never ends at achievement. And I'm saying so because your outlook of success needs to be all round, okay? Yes, you could be pursuing money, but then again, are you having healthy relationships? Is your health in good shape? All these are things which are working in tandem. That is why you need to understand that achieving is a part of your journey. It isn't the end point. Yes, you become successful, but then again, there's many things which goes into a person being an all-round well person. That is why you need to prioritize other things too, like good health, you enjoying life in your journey to become successful and so forth. So look at success as something comprehensive and enjoy the journey, not just, for example, saying, I'm aiming to get 1 million Kenya shillings. So you look yourself in a room, pursuing the 1 million at the detriment of your health, affecting your relationships, you name it. Don't approach it that way. Enjoy the journey, and at the other end, you're gonna enjoy success while also enjoying life. Guys, I hope those 10 pointers assist you understand and also have an interesting outlook when it comes to success, and most importantly, they pump you up to continue working very hard towards you becoming successful. Which of these 10 pointers are your favorite? Comment down below in the comment section. Let's continue engaging them. Cheers, guys, and look forward to catching up with you in the next videos. Bye-bye and take care.